One of my favorite manufacturers to spec out is Porsche, so I put together a compilation of every Porsche that I've ever spec'd out on the channel, and this is that. And the most amazing, wonderful thing happens if you watch it from start to finish. You get to see just how terrible I used to be at this. And frankly, I still have work to do. But check it out, drop a comment of what your favorite spec was in your favorite video, and I'll shout you out in the next Porsche video that I do. The way I see it, we have two options. We can spec out a Macan EV the way I would do it, or we can spec it out with all the options. You're right. Let's go all the options. Max spec it is. So the most expensive model that they have starting out is the Macan Turbo Electric, and no, it does not have any turbos on it, but Porsche still puts that turbo label on there, and it starts at $105,300, which is no small amount. But we're gonna see just how expensive we can get it. So right now, paint to sample is not available on the Macan. They have instead exterior colors, which are contrasts, shades, dreams, and legends. Sometimes car manufacturers shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel. Just call them colors. But we're going for the legends because those are the most expensive. $2,490, offered in oak green metallic, copper ruby metallic, and aventurine green metallic. We'll go with purple. Why not? Now the wheels, we've got an expensive option here. The 22-inch exclusive design with aero blades and carbon fiber at $7,410. This is on top of the price of the standard wheels that you get on the turbo model. Honestly, they don't even look that good. All right, can we get painted in the exterior color? No, we cannot. And unfortunately, it would look really interesting if it was paint matched. But it costs less money and we can't do that. We're going for the most expensive version that we can do. All right, so let's get into the interior. And as much as I'd like to have a purple interior here, we are going to have to go with something that's a little bit more expensive, and that is the club leather interior in truffle brown, adding $2,870. We are going to have to change the interior accents, and let's go with neodyne, which is kind of a bronze color. There we go. That gives us the adaptive seats. Honestly, that interior looks pretty nice though. Of course, we have to add the massaging function front seats and ventilation, and the heated rear seats. Premium package, of course we've got to add that, which gives us the 4-zone climate control, and those heated rear seats get deleted and then re-added. All right, let's do the off-road design package, which honestly adds no off-road functionality, but it does add $1,400 to the price, so we're going for it. All right, adding the carbon fiber side blades gets rid of that off-road package, so we can't do that. Let's see if we can add the window trim in high gloss black, even though it's already black. This is funny. To add the window trim in black, you have to add the roof rails in aluminum. Why would you not add underdoor puddle lights, right? And a power charge port cover for $580. Exterior mirrors in carbon fiber for $880, and a trailer hitch because electric vehicles tow so well. Door handles in high gloss black for $350. Okay, there we go. Apparently we got black aluminum roof rails, so that does make more sense that we added the black window trim. All right, so all the turbo models now have this turbo night color on the emblems, but we can actually change it to black for more money. Or we can also do it in the exterior color. For $490, we can add the Porsche Electric Sport Sound. Noises! The Sport Chrono package with the Porsche design sub-second clock, rear axle steering, of course, and for just $900, we can black out the brake calipers. We're going to add the light strip with Porsche logo in glacier blue because it doesn't match at all. Tacked on the heated windshield, the rear wiper, and the thermally and noise insulated glass, which got rid of the rear wiper. All right, let's see what they'll let us do here on the interior. We have the deviated stitching interior package with deviated leather seat centers. Does require us to get rid of the truffle brown leather. Does make it more expensive overall, so we're gonna do it. So here we go, leather interior, black and limestone beige, but for some reason we're doing chalk and Bordeaux red. No, we're gonna do orange. Unfortunately, it doesn't show on the configurator, that orange interior, but honestly, that interior that it does show is actually pretty sharp. We can do the interior trim in deviated leather for $1,680. Clicking the orange again, but it doesn't show it. Aww. You can make some really interesting specs on this. Gotta add the Porsche crest on the headrest. However, you can add an illuminated Porsche logo on the front seats. Unfortunately, that gets rid of some of our options and costs less money, and we can't do that. Okay, you can actually do a bespoke seat badge that is illuminated. There it is, HWYSpec, we got it on there. Unfortunately, I think this does change our seats again. Yep, it costs less money. Unfortunately, we gotta skip the HWYSpec badges on the seats. And we got the Miami blue seat belts. Most expensive steering wheel is the Race Tex with carbon fiber inlays, and Porsche just loves to give you options that cost money, including bespoke vehicle keys. Look at that key. Unfortunately, the lanyard design does not allow us to put our own logo on it. Missed opportunity there, Porsche.
Swing and a miss.
Gotta add the illuminated door sills in carbon fiber for another $1,170. Okay, it is going to let us add bespoke floor mats with leather edging, and there it is. We finally have the HWYSpec Touch in the inside of this vehicle. So those floor mats added $1,270. And honestly, there's so many little touches that you can put on this because the website is taking a long time and this video is going to go forever if I do that. But we did add the Porsche Inno Drive with active lane keeping for $960, the augmented reality heads-up display for $2,500, and the preparation for the Porsche dash cam, air quality system, advanced 4-zone climate control, power sunblind for rear side windows, the luggage compartment partition net. Of course, we have to add the passenger display for $1,570 because there's not enough screens already, and the Burmester high-end surround system for $4,700. And we're gonna pick this up at the Porsche Experience Center in Los Angeles for another $1,000. Okay, if you thought the starting price was bad, here we go. We've got the Porsche Macan Turbo Electric ringing in at $162,100. We added $55,150 in optional extras. What do you think of this new Macan Turbo Electric? And would you spend $162,000 on one? But if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out some of my other videos. Catch you on the next one. Join me on this episode of HWYSpec. My name is Trent. We're gonna go ahead and spec out the brand new 911 ST. Now, if you've been living under a rock for the last week, Porsche announced the 911 ST. This is a vehicle that is largely based on the GT3 RS. It uses the same motor. It uses a 6-speed manual transmission, however, which is not available on the GT3 RS, and it uses a single mass flywheel similar to the 911R, where it gives it a different driving experience and basically gives Porsche a way to say, hey, this is different.
Trust me, this is different.
It does come with some unique body panels, however, making 518 horsepower. Not a bad vehicle to go with, so today we're going to spec it out. Now, in general, Porsche paint to sample to me is a crime because they're asking for $20,000+ to click a different button on the screen to say, hey, this paint goes on now. But the good news is we're not getting one of these anyway because they're long gone. They're going to make 1,963 of them. However, if you don't already have your deposit attached to one, don't expect one unless you're paying a ridiculous amount over MSRP. So with that in mind, we can go ahead and pick a Porsche paint to sample color because what does it matter? We're not getting it anyway.
That is a fact.
Now, generally, for the bright colors, I like those on the winged vehicles. On this, I don't think it's the right move, so we're going to step away from the Ruby Star Neo. And I just said that stepping away from the bright colors, but the signal green looks really nice on this. Now, this is where I would spend a lot of time debating between Oslo Blue, Gulf Blue, because they look really nice on pretty much all of the 911s. All right, now this is one that I think looks really classy. Azuro Thetis Metallic. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I've seen this color in person. A little silver, a little blue. I really like this and it's classy, so I think I'm gonna go with that. All right, here you only get the forged magnesium wheels. You can paint them in a different color and it would be nice to have a little bit of contrast, but I think silver's the way to go. All right, so you do have this unique interior option with the vertical stitching, but the Heritage Design leather interior I think is definitely the move. In doing that, it adds another $20,000 to the price, but that looks good. If you can't tell, I'm going for a little bit more of a classy look here, and so you've got an understated silver blue exterior with this Heritage classic cognac interior. Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Now, the Sport Plus seats do make it easier to get things in the back versus the full bucket seats. However, I like these full buckets. I'm going to keep them. Now, you can get some of these exterior options like the Heritage decals, get personalized number on there, or you can get the Porsche decal. Again, I kind of want to go understated, so I'm not going to do anything like that. I am going to have the front axle lift system, not only because it's practical, but also because it helps resale value quite a bit on these. We are also going to add the extended range fuel tank. Okay, now this is one I just had to look up because I had not seen this before. Auto dimming mirrors with integrated rain sensor. Does that mean the rain sensor is integrated into the mirrors rather than the windshield?
It's a good question.
So on this car, I think the exclusive design taillights would look perfect. However, you do have the red reflectors, and that's what always keeps me from picking these on any of the Porsches. These red reflectors, they just don't match with the clear taillights. So that said, I'm keeping the red light bar on there. So any interior options that we have would get rid of the Heritage package. I want to keep that, so we're just going to skip right over it. Okay, we can add parking sensors to the rear for $610. I am going to do that. I am going to add the ambient lighting as well as preparation for the Porsche dash cam. Now, it is a fairly lightweight car, but this is definitely more of a touring spec, which is really what it is. It's a GT3 RS in touring, guys. So we're going to add the Bose sound system for $1,600. All right, there it is. That's my spec on a 911 ST the way I would do it. I want to know how you would do it, but you also want to know how much this is going to cost. And this is provided you can get one at MSRP, you're on the list and all this stuff. This spec right here will cost you $340,800. That is a lot of change for something that doesn't have a Lamborghini or Ferrari emblem on the hood. To a lot of Porsche collectors, I'm sure it's worth it, but it does beg the question, how much is too much before Porsche purists will stop buying these cars? Let me know your spec below. And if you like videos like these, please consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. My name is Trent. This is HWYSpec. We're gonna do what we do every single day. We're gonna spec out some of the latest and greatest cars, but December is extra special, and we are closing out the year with this one, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, a vehicle that has been so well received, even though the tweaks are just so subtle compared to the last GT3 RS. It is in huge demand. They're going for 100,000 plus over sticker price, and as we are going to find out here, that sticker price, not so inexpensive. Well, regardless of that, I want to spec one out because I think they are super cool vehicles. The more I see them, the more I like them, and the more I hope one day they depreciate. So let's jump into it, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Now, I've shown you this before, but it is still crazy to see how many 911s there are. And this is actually the second 911 that we are recording this month. At the beginning of the month, there was the Porsche 911 Dakar, which is another really cool car. I'll link that here, where it is really cool, but it's in a totally different vein than this GT3 RS, and I reckon it's actually going to be a little bit more expensive. So starting at $223,800, whereas the Dakar started at $222,000. So let's jump into it, pull up the configurator. So first thing first, we come to the color, and there are a lot of cool colors on this vehicle. Normally, I am the type that I kind of have an idea of what I want in the first place, what color I think is going to be the best option. The RS, it's really hard. I think it needs a brighter color. It needs something more extreme. Personally, I do love that ice gray metallic. I love, chalk. I love silver. I love the red, the yellow. They all are cool. However, I think what we're going to do today is something I don't usually do on Porsche builds. But we're going to dive into the paint to sample. Now, paint to sample, you really have to be invited into this. It's not something that you can just go down to the dealership and say, hey, I want a GT3 RS and I want it paint to sample. There's a lot of people that want it. So one thing that I've always thought, though, is whenever I order a paint to sample something or other, I would go with Oslo Blue. I love Oslo Blue. It's something that you have to see in person, though. I don't think it translates quite as well here. However, I don't like it on the GT3 RS. I don't think it's fitting for it. I think it needs something more aggressive. So let's take a look. I'm curious to see this mint green. There's so many colors that you can get, and honestly, I think the mint green looks pretty cool for the GT3 RS, but I don't think I would personally feel comfortable doing that. There are a lot of wonderful grays. I love Nardo gray, great Audi color. I'm usually drawn towards the blues. There's a lot of great options though. This pastel orange is actually pretty cool, kind of a throwback color there. And I mean, you've got classic colors like Ruby Star, which we've spec'd out a Ruby Star car here recently. I'll link that one. But I think I need something else. This is really difficult when you've got so many colors to choose from. I love Gulf Blue. I love Signal Yellow is a great one. Both these slate grays look fantastic. But I think what I need to do is go bold. Let's try this Viola Purple. Yes. Okay, that is cool. I don't care who you are. I think that is a really cool color combo for paint to sample. Very aggressive GT3 RS. And yes, we are going to go with the gold wheels. Now, to get these gold wheels, you do have to get the HWYSpec pack because these magnesium wheels come with that. They are lighter weight. It takes about 33 pounds off the vehicle, the HWYSpec pack. You do get the visible carbon fiber on the roof. Basically makes everything more aggressive, adds more carbon fiber. You do get the anti-roll bars that are made out of carbon fiber. Again, saves a little bit of weight. And then those forged magnesium wheels. I think that is a
cool combo, and because we're going with purple, we're not going to go with the red on the interior. We are going to go with the black with GT silver. And look at that. That thing is cool.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
If you can't get behind that, I'm sorry. That is really awesome. Look at how aggressive it is now with the carbon fiber showing. You've got those gold magnesium wheels, the Viola purple. That is a fantastic car. Now, diving into the interior, now you do have that silver stitching. It is fairly basic though. If you've watched this channel before, you know I'm not huge on an all black interior. It does have a little contrast. You've got some carbon fiber. I do like the fixed seats in this vehicle. You've got the little fabric loops there. And it looks like a manual, but it is not. It is the PDK, which is going to be the fastest option for track use, and this would definitely see some track use. There's a lot of sort of track focused cars that I've looked at before, or spec'd out before rather, and I tend to make them a little more GT-ish, but this is a track vehicle for sure. And I should mention that HWYSpec pack, $33,000 for that one option. That's actually the most expensive option we've ever spec'd so far on the channel. Of course, that doesn't include Lamborghinis, Ferraris, things of that nature where they don't give you pricing. I'm sure we've exceeded that, but that one option was $33,000. That took us to the most expensive option we've ever ticked for one box. $281,740. Now, when you think you have to add 150,000 over that, this car does not become worth it. If I'm honest, it just does not become worth it at that price. But let's say we're going with MSRP, we can somehow swing one of those. I think it is worth it. Now, paint protection film, we're definitely going to add that because it's going to see some time on the track. I'm not going to go too crazy on some of the exterior carbon options. We already have a lot of carbon. Not going to go with a bespoke wrap on it. We already have that. What's this accent package logos? Interesting. Let's take a look at what this is. Okay, gives us silver. I don't know if I'm going to go with this. So these color options just don't quite line up with what we've got going on, so I'm going to avoid that. I do like the black that's on there. Matches well with the carbon. Definitely going to do the front axle lift, extended range, fuel tank, and I think the yellow calipers match the purple better. They look okay with the magnesium gold wheels. They're not my favorite combo, but I don't want the high gloss black. We do want those carbon ceramics with those yellow brake calipers. I think that is the perfect way to go for a track focused vehicle. Now these headlight systems, I'm not usually huge on going with them either, but on this vehicle, I think it is actually pretty cool. It actually has speed dependent headlight range control, and then sport mode, you actually get a greater angle. So it is really nice, but it does put us up over $300,000. $100,000? $301,560, $76,000 in options. That is crazy. Wow, that's pricey, but it might be worth it. I think this is a rather aggressive car. I love the giant wing, honestly. The exclusive design taillights, I actually like those because these red reflectors are kind of smoked out there, so it's not as glaringly obvious that this is not red and that is. Auto dimming mirrors, we are going to do that because this will see time on the road, but it is definitely also going to be a track focused vehicle. Traffic sign recognition, preparation for the dash cam for sure. We're going to do the ambient lighting, really nice to have on the inside. Luggage net in the passenger footwell. That's going to take away too many things. We're not going to do that. I don't want the adaptive sports seats. I want those full buckets, yes. Let's see, the interior trim inlays, that might get, yeah, that gets rid of $56,000 in options. We're not going to go with that, even though the price does sound more appealing. Not going to go with any crazy seatbelts unless we could get them in purple, and I don't believe that we can. Not going to spec out, you know, the chrono dial. I really don't care too much about having those be a different color. Forget the leather. Let's go to the carbon fiber. I think we've just got the door sill guards. That's not too much. And then the carbon fiber floor mats. All right, so there are some yellow accents, so we're gonna go with the yellow stitching on the floor mats. Let's see if it shows us that at all. Can't really see it. Oh well. But yeah, it does have a little bit of yellow accent. You can see there on the steering wheel, the Sport Chrono. You've got a little bit of yellow in there, so I think that would be the smart option. I am going to spec a sound system. I know, I am going to do a sound system with the HWYSpec package. I do understand why you would not want to do that, but it's what I'm going to do.
Blasphemy!
So $307,990. We're definitely going to pick it up in Europe and drive it around. That is one heck of a vehicle. I am super excited about that. I would love to drive one of those. That Viola purple, paint to sample, HWYSpec pack with the gold wheels, yellow Porsche carbon ceramic brakes. What do you think of this spec? Basically, how can you go wrong with this spec is what the better option or the better saying is. But how would you spec it? What would you do differently? Would you go paint to sample? If you did, what of the many colors would you choose from? But if you made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you. I really do appreciate that you watched this video. But if you made it this far, I do ask that you like the video, consider subscribing, clicking the bell notifications, all the things the YouTube algorithm loves so that they push this video out to more people so that I can make more videos like this for people like you. So thank you again for joining me. I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. My name is Trent. This is HWYSpec, where we spec out some of the latest and greatest vehicles, something I do in my spare time anyway, so I'm bringing you along for the journey. And today we are going to spec out a Porsche Cayenne Coupe. Now, we've spec'd out a bunch of Porsches before, most recently a Max Spec 718 Boxster GTS 4.0. So I'll link that here. Next, we do have the 911, we've done that, multiple iterations of that, the Taycan, the Macan, but we have not spec'd out a Cayenne before, and personally, I really do like the look of the Cayenne Coupe, even though it does lose some practicality. I've owned a couple Cayennes before, and so I want to go ahead and spec one out the way I would building our own Porsche Cayenne Coupe. All right, so first thing we have to do is try and narrow down what one we want. Obviously, you've got the base Cayenne Coupe. Personally, I think it needs a little more oomph to it. You've got the Cayenne S, and of course, the sweet spot, in my opinion, the Cayenne GTS. Of course, you can go all the way up to the Cayenne Turbo GT, which is incredible. The Turbo SE Hybrid Coupe, again, a very cool vehicle, something that makes a ton of horsepower, over 600 horsepower. But I'm personally drawn more towards the GTS ever since they introduced it on the first generation Cayenne. Really cool that they have it. So I think that's what I'm going to start out with. I got to go down all the way here, get the technical specs out of it, because it is powered by a 4-liter V8, and that's why I want the Cayenne GTS, because it gives you that 8-cylinder sound, that noise that I love. Gives you 453 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque. That's no small amount. Yes, there are much faster ones, but obviously you have other penalties related to that. Plus, I feel like it's just so fast you can't even utilize it on a typical street. So 15 miles per gallon, 20 miles per gallon on the highway, not ideal, but it is what it is. And the 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, which is pretty quick. I don't think I'd have any problem with that in a regular everyday vehicle. So first thing we have to do is pick a color. I'm always drawn to the Carmine Red for a GTS model because it's the debut color that they did. It was very unique to see it on a Porsche SUV. Obviously, the color here doesn't render quite the same. It is more red than this lets on. This kind of has a deeper hue to it, but it is not your traditional bright guards red or something like that. I really do like it. Chalk is another color that I really do enjoy with it. I do think it does need more of the 5-spoke wheel design. What version of that? It's hard to say. Honestly, I do kind of like the exterior color wheels. Those are something that very unique, definitely something that not everybody can get on board with, but they're not bad. I honestly think they're not bad. Okay, apparently there is a lightweight sport package for this. Interior trim and carbon fiber roof, 22-inch wheels. No, I'm definitely not going with the lightweight package on my SUV, but it is an option. All right, so got to narrow down what to go with, and I do personally like the satin platinum. I think that works really well with the vehicle. As much as I like the body color, I really do like the body color, and if it was a white car, I probably would go with the white wheels. But I think we're going to stick with the satin platinum. Looks very nice. Interior, you do have the classic GTS interior package, which I think looks gorgeous. However, I don't know if that's what I would personally go with. Let's try and pull it up here and see if that is the case. Okay, so GTS interior package did not do much. Does give you the stitching, does give you the red seat belts, which is very nice. But if I'm not mistaken, it does do away with the ventilated seats, which to me is a must-have for an SUV, and I'm trying to find out to make sure. All right, let's see, ventilated seats. Yep, makes us get rid of it. So let's try out some of the other options for the interior with the Carmine Red. Now that is going to be a tough shoe to fill because you could go with the Bordeaux Red. Does that clash too much though with the exterior color? Because I do love a red interior, but I do feel like that is a bit much. So let's go ahead, let's try the Mojave Beige, which I think is probably the better option, even though it's not as sporty as the GTS interior package. The red with the beige, I think that is the right way to go. Let's check real quick to see with the gray. No, I think we gotta go with the black. Now you do have the Houndstooth. Oh, again, it gives us that lightweight sport package. Not what I want to do personally, but I do love a Houndstooth interior. That's the one where I'm like, okay, I can get rid of the ventilated seats for Houndstooth. So not going to go with the club interior in brown. We've got the power seats with comfort memory, and 14 ways I think is plenty for me rather than going with the 18 way. All right, so let's see what this lightweight, I think we already looked at that lightweight sport package. Yep, not going to go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at the assistance package, surround view, heads up display, the InnoDrive, which is their automated driving hands-free system, but also night vision assist, which I am a big fan of. So let's go ahead and do that. $6,250. Then we've got the premium package, the power seats that we've already got, LED headlights, both surround sound, comfort access, heated seats, ambient lighting. Yep, all things that I will want, but let's see what the Plus version does. That gives us the 4-zone climate control. I think that is the one to go with. All right, so we can do the massage function. Absolutely. And after driving some vehicles with the massaging seats, I definitely have to have the massaging seats. Not going to go with the Burmester surround sound. As much as I would like to have the upgraded sound, it just isn't worth it for me. The rear comfort seats, 2+1. I've got 3 kids. I'm going to need all 3 seats. All right, so some of the painted options here on the exterior, not really something that I would personally spec, including some of these logos on the side, not really my flavor. We are going to do a trailer hitch, however, just for the occasional towing. And then we do want to do the sport exhaust system. Now, the center-mounted tailpipes, that's probably going to get rid of our tow package. So we'll see what we can do. Let's take a look. Not possible. Okay. As much as that would be awesome, it looks like we're not going to get away with that. Now, traditionally, I'm not a big fan of rear axle steering on a Porsche. I don't think it's very beneficial in day-to-day driving, or at least enough of a benefit. But once you start getting into their SUVs, yeah, it might be beneficial in your everyday driving. So I think I will go with that. Staying away from the carbon ceramic brakes. Very, very rarely do I spec the carbon fiber brakes. It's just my personal preference. Thermally and noise insulated glass, absolutely. Heated windshield. Now we've already got the heads-up display, the surround view system. We've got all sorts of options. So the InnoDrive basically encompasses both those. Soft closed doors are really nice to have with kids because they often can't quite get the door closed tight enough. So having it just get that little extra at the end there would be great. Remote park assist. Already we're at $26,000 of options, and I'm skipping over a lot of things. This is something that is really difficult about speccing out a Porsche, is that the options can go a bit wild. Of course, we're going to add the heated steering wheel. I am curious to see the interior trim in the exterior color. Let's take a look inside here. That might be a bit much.
a little bit much.
I think it is a bit much. So we're going to take that off, give you just that more traditional black look. Power sunblind for rear side windows, absolutely. Then I think we are good there. We'll keep the black seat belts, not do any of the tachometer in different colors or sport chrono in different colors, anything like that. All right, interior leather. Now we could do leather across the dash. I don't know how much I love that, but let's take a look. Oh, there we go, too far. That actually looks pretty nice. I do like the look. However, is it worth $1,200? If it came down to it and I'm like, do I want to spend the money? Probably not. So there we go. Not gonna go with really any of these options. Maybe Porsche Crest headrests, Porsche Crest on headrests rather, because you do get rid of the GTS logo by going with a more traditional interior option. So we'll add that back in. Now the seat base and leather, yeah, all these things, you can add so much to it, but really how much does it add? Personally, I don't think I'm gonna add any of these interior options, the carbon fiber, wood, anything like that. Now, Porsche is doing a better job with their wood. It's not just your kind of cringy wood interior. Like this red gum looks great and it will look really nice. However, it's just not personally for me. Now this natural olive gray, I'm actually gonna look. Let's take a look. Let's see what it is. Obviously we're going with a little more classy spec by going with the tan full leather interior. I don't know if it's worth it. Personally, I think I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. It isn't even a cost option to do that, but for some reason it's just not for me. Now this anthracite chestnut, that might be different. If that was a no cost option, I think I might do that. One more look. Let's see. One more look at this wood. Go too far again. No, I think I'm skipping it. There we go. Final decision. And we're at $145,110 for an everyday SUV. That's a decent amount of money. So let's take a look at the audio system here. Like I said, the Burmester 3D high-end surround sound system. Not sure if it's worth $5,800. It does have 1,455 watts and 21 individually controlled speakers. That's crazy, but the Bose system I think might be plenty. It does have 14 speakers, 14 channels. I don't think it would be a bad system. I'm not going to add the TVs in, but I am going to add the prep for it on the off chance that I decide to do that later. It's not something you can really do as easily without that prep package. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and add the prep package. One day I would love to do the European delivery. However, for this vehicle, I just like it to show up to my local dealer, go pick it up whenever it gets there. And I think that's gonna do it. We're not gonna do any paint to sample. So what do you think? $145,530, how I would spec out a Porsche Cayenne Coupe. That gets you the GTS model with the 4-liter twin-turbo V8. I added the tow package, carmine red with these beautiful 22-inch wheels. You've got a tan Mojave beige, I should say, is the interior color. It does give it a two-tone with the black and heated, ventilated, massaging front seats. I mean, that is just going to be a fantastic place to be. What do you think of my spec? How would you spec it differently? Make sure to drop a comment below. But if you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you, first of all, but also I'd ask that you consider liking the video, subscribing, clicking the bell notifications, all the things the YouTube algorithm loves so that they push this video out to more people so I can make more videos like this for you. Thank you again for joining me. I will catch you on the next one. It is the Porsche 911 Dakar. Yes, this is the off-road version of the Porsche 911. Super cool, raised suspension, gives you more aggressive off-road tires. I'm super excited about this. I think it's going to be a hit for Porsche. They're only making 2,500 of them worldwide, but we're going to spec it out to the max, click all the options, see what the price ends up being, because we already know it's going to start at an expensive price, but let's see where it ends up. So let's go ahead and build our Porsche 911 Dakar. All right, you've got the 911 range, and there is no shortage of cars to build. I've built several 911s, and I love them. I would love to have a 911 here soon, but look at this. You start the 911 Carrera, starts at 106,100. Then we've built out a Carrera T recently. In the past, we've built out a Carrera S with a manual transmission, and going on down to the turbos, the GT3s, GT3 RS, Sport Classic, and here we go. we're finally at the 911 Dakar. There are a lot of options for the Porsche 911, and frankly, I'll probably keep building them because I do enjoy them. So the Porsche 911 Dakar starts at $222,000 even. So let's go ahead and pull it up. All right, so you see all the press photos of it in that rally design package, which is really cool, but it looks kind of odd in a traditional white color. I do like that 911 Dakar badge. I think that is really cool, but it doesn't quite have the same presence without that rally design package. Let's go ahead and pick a special color. There we go, shark blue, shade green, which is a new color for them, and ice gray metallic, which is fairly recent. Those are all $3,270 options. Then you've got GT silver, and you've got the rally design package, which is a pricey option. $28,470 takes away the ice gray metallic, the last one we selected there, adds $25,200, and we're going to go ahead and do it because it's a $28,000 option, or $28,000 option rather. So this throws back to the Rothmans livery rather, but because it is a cigarette company, they can't really advertise for that. So this is the Rough Roads Porsche, which I think is a great nod because you are getting an off-road 911, but then you are also paying tribute to the Rothmans livery. There we go. Look at that design on the top. That's really cool. And then the interior, you've got some really cool seats, carbon backed. Of course, it is unfortunately not a manual transmission, but still a very cool looking vehicle. So now I think a lot of the accessories, as soon as we change things, they're going to get rid of these packages, but let's give it a try. Titanium wheel bolts for $1,800 saves 2.2 pounds per vehicle. And it is on the wheel, so it does reduce the unsprung weight. So let's see that. Well, there we go. Let's us add it. $1,800. We're already at $253,720, over $30,000 in options by clicking 2 buttons. So we are going to have to bypass the locking wheel bolts, but I think we can deal with that. I do think any of these wheel color options will get rid of, gets rid of the rally design package. We'll skip that. All right, so the packages, there we go. Got the rally design package. Extended rally design package. Let's take a look at that. All right, so the extended rally design package adds basically the race text, the Alcantara with deviated stitching and sharp blue, air vent slats in leather. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and add that. Adds another $3,740. That's what we're going for. Trying to get the max amount of options on here. See if we can add the carbon fiber roof. Does that get rid of our options? Yep, it gets rid of our rally design package. So we're not going to do that. We're going to add the paint protection film. No, apparently we can't add that either. All right, let's see the exterior mirror base in exterior color. There we go. Let's just do that. $660 takes us up to $258. I think this is going to get rid of it. No, it lets us do carbon fiber with the bottom part in black and still keep that livery. I don't think it looks as good, but it adds to the cost. That's what we're going for. Window triangle trims in carbon fiber. 911 Dakar underdoor puddle light projectors. We're definitely going with that. No. All right, all these decal sets, I'm sure are going to remove all of that. Model designation in rear exterior color. No, man, it's not going to let us do a thing with this. It does make it harder to do one of these videos when you've got this package that just encompasses everything, but good for Porsche for not trying to make this a $300,000 car, because that would be very, very possible. Let's see, tailpipes in silver, brake calipers in black. No, can't do those, but lets us do the tailpipes. Okay, so we're at $261, $370. Surround view camera, dash cam front and rear. Got to do the ionizer because it's $350. All right, central tachometer in white. Let's see if it lets us add that, because that will match. There we go. It lets us do that. So it must let us do the sport chrono dial as well. Gets rid of the Porsche design clock. So we're going to keep that. Let's add a fire extinguisher because nothing says off-road race car like fire extinguisher. Can we do the extended weather package? Probably not. And that is true. All right, so normally I would go through and add all of the bespoke logos and things like that, but for some reason their website is glitching on that, so this price might be of $1,000 or $2,000 less than it could have been, but I've tried multiple times and it keeps glitching, so we're not going to try and do that. Can't do that either. All right, I just tried again. It's still glitching.
It's great.
So we're not going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to do owner's manual, wallet, and leather. All right, playing around with this a little bit, you really cannot do much, but we can add the Burmester high-end surround sound system. That takes us to $267,860. And of course, we're going to want to do the delivery experience. I just happen to be closer to Los Angeles than Atlanta. That puts us at $269,860. I know we would be up over $270,000 if the bespoke options were not glitching at this time. But there it is. That's a Porsche 911 Dakar. Very similar to what you get with the press car. We added a few touches, a few options to it. Takes us up to $270,000, which is no small amount for a Porsche 911 that you take off-road. Now, unfortunately, I think most of these will end up in a collection, not really driven around all that much. You'll see it come out for shows and things like that. But for the people that do buy this and do take it off-road, you are a hero. Let me tell you, not all heroes wear capes. That is awesome if you are one to take care of that, or to do that rather. So there is our Porsche 911 Dakar max spec at $270,000. What do you think of it? How would you do it differently? Do you like the 911 Dakar? And let's be honest, you do, because it's awesome. Anyway, that does it for me. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. I do ask that you help me out a little bit with the YouTube algorithm by liking the video, subscribing, hitting the bell notifications, all the things the YouTube algorithm loves, so that they can push the video out to more people, so that I can make more videos like this for you. Thank you again. I will catch you on the next one. We are going to do a Porsche today, which, if you've watched this channel for any amount of time, is my favorite manufacturer to do a max spec build, because you can get base Taycans over $200,000 with options. It's just crazy what you can do with some of these cars. So they just recently announced the moving from the PTS, there is a Ruby Star Metallic. It's called now Ruby Star Neo, the new version of Ruby Star. Very popular color, debuted on the 964 Porsche 911. And they are now making it a special color, so it is not a $13,000 option. It is now just a $3,000 option. In our way of celebrating that, we are going to spec out a Porsche 718 Boxster in Ruby Star Neo, going for a max spec. We have done several 911s. We've done the Taycan, the Macan. So we are going to go with, and we've done the Cayman as well, I should say. So we are going to do a 718 Boxster. So let's jump into it. Because this is a max spec build, here you can see this new Ruby Star Neo color for the Style Edition. But we are going to go up the range here rather than just going with a Boxster, Boxster T, or even a Boxster S. We're going to go with the 718 Boxster GTS 4.0. So the 4.0 comes from the GT3 motor, so it is the flat six, sounds fantastic. 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, no slouch, and 394 horsepower. So let's go ahead and build this out. Okay, so we've got the Boxster GTS 4.0 pulled up here, and as you can see in the special color column, we've got the Ruby Star Neo $2,584 or $2,580 option, so not that bad, especially when paint sample. Yeah, that used to be your only way in to getting this color, and it is a very unique color, very cool color in my opinion. So let's go ahead and build one out. Starting out, we're at $96,430, and of course that is going to add up quickly. So here we go. The tops don't make any difference in price, so we're not going to bother with those. You've got the standard wheels, the 911 turbo wheels, the Carrera Sport wheels I think are great looking. However, the 911 turbo wheels are what's going to give us the more expensive price. Let's see what we can do, if we can do any painting here. Ooh, exterior color does force us to go to the Carrera Sport wheels. I gotta at least see this. Okay, I think that's really cool. You may not think so. Personally, I think that is a really cool combo. Yes, it will age rather quickly, but I think it is the best choice there is. However, it does not give us the most expensive option, and this is a max spec build, so I did do the titanium wheel bolts there, but let's go back and get the 911 turbo wheels, which adds $590 to the cost, and that's what we're gonna have to do. So $100,680, and those just don't look the same. It's the paint matched wheels. So let's see what we can get. You've got the natural leather and $4,000. The leather race text interior for $2,100. Obviously, we're going to see what we can come up with as the most expensive option. We're going to add the heated steering wheel and carbon fiber. Adds $4,500 to the cost of the vehicle. That is an interesting color combo. I don't hate it, but I definitely would not select. Let's see if we can go full bucket seats, and that does require us to change. Okay, so let's go ahead and change that out to the chalk stitching. That adds $7,640, and that is a good looking interior right there. Look at that. Those seats I think fit really well with this vehicle with the carbon fiber options. Very nice. Now let's see what we can do with this. Do the deviated stitching package. I think it's going to get, yeah, it won't work with that GTS interior package. Extended. Nope, I don't think it'll let us do anything. So here's the question. What if we go with this, change the options there? It actually adds $4,260 by getting rid of those full bucket seats, going with the most expensive leather and the adaptive sports seats, but adding the seat centers in deviated leather. And just for the heck of it, we're going to go ahead and select Bordeaux red. I don't think it'll actually render it. Okay, so let's pretend these are red because this is a crazy car anyway, so might as well just make it even crazier. But this does allow us to do some of these other options, it looks like. We do lose out on our carbon fiber steering wheel, but still adds $140. So let's go back with that Bordeaux red for the stitching, just because. Don't think it'll show us that. Okay. Seems like every time we get one step forward, we go two steps back. There we go. Now we've got the Bordeaux red showing up for us. And yeah, that is an interesting color combo for sure. So let's do the door sill guards. Now let's see if it'll let us do the sports seat plus back shells and trim in leather. Okay, looks like it. We're at $19,170 in options, more than a Nissan Versa so far in options, and we haven't touched any packages, any of the real options. So we've got premium package, Porsche entry and drive, lane change assist, powerful mirrors. Yep, $1,980. We're going to definitely go ahead and do that. Then now you can do 3D printed body form full bucket driver seat. Is this going to change everything again? I think it doesn't look like we're going to do that. That will probably mess everything up again, so I'm going to skip over that. We're at $115,000 so far. Let's go with the sport design package in high gloss black. Headlight cleaning and exterior color. That gets rid of our design pack. We're not going to do that. All right, safety bars in exterior color. That's going to look interesting. Door handles in black. Bespoke decal kit. All right, if you followed any of my Porsche builds as of late, for some reason, every time we go with the bespoke decal, it just freezes. And I've tried different networks, different computers. It just does that all the time. So we are going to have to take that off the price because we could do that. So add a couple $1,000s by the end of this to get our real price. For some reason that rendered the door handles looks like in white. No, I'm pretty sure I selected black. Yep, I did. So, oh well, we'll go with that. Looks like we'll do the model designation on the rear in painted and rear wing in high gloss black. An exclusive design fuel cap. All right, we are going to choose the PDK as much as I hate to do it because it is a $3,730 option. So we're gonna do it. Power steering plus, brake calipers in high gloss black. Can do the LED headlights with the Porsche dynamic lighting system. The active cruise control, we can do that because of the PDK, so that adds more to the cost. That's what we're after. Preparation for the dash cam, that we could not do. Let's add ventilated seats though. All right, we're gonna have to see what the interior trim painted in the exterior color looks like, and let's see. There we go. Ruby Star painted on the inside. Very interesting. Climate control painted. Let's add that in there. Wow. That is a lot of Ruby Star Neo. All right. It is what it is. I can't even come up with anything to say. All right. This is another one. Whenever it brings up a prompt, it just doesn't let me do it. I don't know why. All right. Just for fun, let's do matching seat belts, instrument dials in white, sport chrono dial in white, and nothing says race car like a fire extinguisher. Let's see what those options did. There we go. You've got the white in there. Now we do have a fair amount of leather. Now let's see what the interior trim does. Okay, it actually adds $130, so we're going to go ahead and do that in the leather rather than in the Ruby Star. Dashboard trim package. Going to keep that Bordeaux red. Door panel trim package. Sun visors in leather. Porsche crest. there's a lot of leather options if you could not tell. All right, we're not gonna do the steering column casing because that took away a bunch of stuff. All right, the climate control panel in leather is the same price, so we're gonna keep that little bit of Ruby Star there. It's amazing that Porsche does let you do this. The PDK gear selector, let's go ahead and do it in black. Fuse box covers in leather, just everything leather that we can do. All right, that gets rid of those options. We're not going to do that. All right, these won't render, of course. All right, let's see what some of these, what is going to be more expensive. All right, that takes away $430, so we're not going to do that. Door trim package in race text, not available. Sun visors doesn't add anything to the cost. All right, so that's going to, I think, be it. Yep, for that one. Okay. Now, interior trim package in carbon fiber does add $790, so we're going to do that. PDK gear selector with carbon fiber trim actually is less expensive, so we're not going to do that. All right, so we are going to add the smartphone compartment, Bose surround system, actually, Burmester, there we go. And navigation including Porsche Connect. And we're gonna go ahead and select the more expensive Porsche Experience Center delivery in Los Angeles. And it looks like we've already selected those. So without going paint to sample, we did want to spec out the Ruby Star Neo. We were looking at $142,765 for a 718 Boxster GTS 4.0. And look at that, $48,915 in options, which is actually not very much for a Porsche. We have had over $100,000 on base model cars before, so by going up in packages, going to the GTS, it does package in some things for less money. So $142,765. What do you think of, first of all, the Ruby Star Neo? Is this a color that you even like? And second of all, how would you spec a Porsche 718 Boxster GTS 4.0? And chances are it probably would not get anywhere near that $142,000. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, click the bell notifications, all the things the YouTube algorithm loves so that it pushes out to more people so that I can make more videos for people like you. Thank you again for joining me. I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. My name is Trent. This is HWYSpec, and we are going to spec out a vehicle that I'm super excited about. If you watched just last week our video on the Z06, 2023 Z06, you will know that I mentioned the Porsche 911 Carrera T has debuted, and I'm super excited for this. The reason being for that is it gives you what I think is the best value in the Porsche lineup, being the base Carrera. I think the base Carrera absolutely is an incredible value, but it's always been missing that one thing, the manual transmission. Now the Carrera T corrects that, gives it a lighter weight interior, lighter weight glass. It removes the rear seats, although it is a $0 option to add them back in. And I think it is just basically the 911 GT3 Touring Light version. So we're gonna spec one out today, and I'm super excited to do so. So let's jump into it and bring up Porsche's website here. And as you can see, just there flashed on the screen was the 911 Carrera T. Now this is based on the base model, like I mentioned, slots just above it, $10,000 more. However, the options that are added on this are significantly more than that $10,000. So this is a real value.
I value you. We all value you.
All right, so here we go. First thing first, starts out $118,050. Of course, you have very expensive color options on this. Because I want it to still be a value buy, I'm not gonna add a bunch of options. There are a lot of interesting colors, even in the $0 standard color lineup. But the interior options, this is where it gets interesting, because if we look in the interior, these are cloth seats, something you cannot get in a 911 here in the United States. So I'm super excited that they have that as an option. Obviously it has some leather to it, or faux leather rather, but it does have the cloth seats, which I'm really actually excited about. And that I think has got to be the ticket right there. So we've got to find something that matches the lizard green interior trim package. So it's got the lizard green seat belts, lizard green stitching, 911 logo there. So what color are we going to pick? Honestly, black would be a good option. White would be a good option as well that matches that. that green interior, or green accented interior rather. The GT Silver would be a very classic color and only $840, not that much more. The jet black, honestly, I think black is the way to go. That isn't something that I would normally pick on a 911, but with that interior option, I think it really sets it off, gives it the classic silhouette. You know, it doesn't have a big wing on the back or anything like that. I think that is very classy spec that will age really well, even though it has green in the interior. Obviously, you could go with leather. I am not going to go with the leather, and sticking with the standard Sport Plus seats. I am going to option in the rear seats, however, because I do have a family with 3 young kids, so I would like to bring them along with me on occasion in this vehicle. So we are adding the rear seats back in. You can see it keeps those lizard green seat belts and the cloth seats in the back. That's great. Now, I personally, if you've watched any of this channel before, you know I do like sunroofs, so I think we'll go with that, even though it doesn't have a clear, it doesn't have glass on top. I kind of like the slick top look, but then still being able to have that top open up, that sunroof open up rather. So we're going to go with the less expensive sunroof option. All right, so I don't want to go too crazy on the options here. If I were getting a more relaxed, not so sporty spec, I'd probably go with like the power folding mirrors. I'm not going to worry too much about some of the options around here, like changing these to high gloss black. You know, you can go crazy with the options. I'm not going to go with that. I do want to add the roof transport system because it doesn't have a ton of storage. So having a roof box on there for long trips, I definitely want that option. So we're going to add that. Of course, we're going to keep the 7-speed manual transmission. I think I'm going to go without the front axle lift, even though Porsche has a great system with GPS built in, so it can automatically raise when you reach a certain location. I think I'm going to go without it. I'm used to driving low cars, so it will hurt the resale value a little bit, but this is something that I doubt I would resell. Extended range fuel tank, yeah, we're going to add that. That is something that's only available on the rear-wheel drive models. This being a rear-wheel drive model, it obviously has that as an option. Going to stay away from Power Steering Plus, rear axle steering. I think those just add complexity, as cool as they are. Let's see, no, I don't think I'm going with anything else there. The surround view system is nice to have, but not a requirement. One thing I do like is the lane change assist, which is basically their blind spot monitoring system. It's nice to have that with a lot of traffic, and especially, like I mentioned, with young kids, it's nice to have that. However, the adaptive cruise control, things like that, we're going to stay away from, especially since it makes you opt for the PDK transmission. We are going to prepare for the Porsche dash cam front and rear, which is pretty cool. I don't actually know much about that, but I definitely would like to have it wired into the vehicle if that is an option. Now, I do love ventilated seats, but being the cloth interior, that is not an option, and that is fine. The cloth seats tend to not get as warm in the summer, so we can deal without the ventilated seats. And then, let's see, we are going to do the heated steering wheel. Now, the seat belts are already in that lizard green. We could add things like the central tachometer in lizard green. And I'm not sure why it just keeps taking me back to that exterior picture every time I add something like that. But honestly, I don't know if it adds enough to warrant that. So we're going to not do the Sport Chrono in lizard green or the central tach. Obviously, leather, we're not going to do really anything with because we have that 911 Carrera T package. It does come with heated seats, which is nice.
Nice.
So we add that heated steering wheel. Even though it is a rear-wheel drive vehicle, I would probably throw some snow tires on there and drive it year-round. So I'm not going to really do anything with this. The race text is there, Alcantara, carbon fiber, aluminum. We're going to just kind of stay away from all that. The Burmester high-end surround sound. Yeah, I think there is a lot of things that we don't really need on this vehicle, and I'm actually surprised at the cost, how inexpensive it is. $123,780. That's really not that bad. That's a great value for a Porsche. Obviously, you could add a little bit to that. That's only $5,730 in options, which is unheard of on a Porsche. A dealer would be very upset with me ordering this spec because they're not going to make as much money on me by doing that. So what do you think of this spec? What do you think of the black with the green interior accents? You obviously have that very subtle little 911 Carrera T badge there. And of course, you've got that manual transmission. You've got the cloth seats. You do have lightweight glass on this, so it is a little bit lighter than the base model. It is actually a little bit slower than the base model because of that manual transmission rather than having the PDK, but obviously it's going to be a lot more engaging. So that is my 911 Carrera T spec. That's how I would do it. How would you do it? Make sure to drop a comment below so I can see what you would do differently, because I would love to hear from you on how you would spec out your 911 Carrera T. But as usual, I do ask that you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell notification, all the things that YouTube likes on their algorithm, so that this video will be pushed out to more people so I can make more videos like this for people like you. Thank you again for watching this video. I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me on the channel today. My name is Trent. This is HWYSpec, where we spec out some of the latest and greatest vehicles. Being a Monday, we are going to do what we do every Monday and do a max spec build. Yes, we are going to take all the options, click all the buttons, see what we can come up with, see how expensive we can get a vehicle. Now, I love doing this, and my favorite manufacturer to do this with is Porsche, because if you know Porsches at all, their options are plentiful and their options are not cheap. So today we are going to take the base rear-wheel drive Porsche Taycan and see how expensive we can make it. So we need to go ahead and jump into the configurator here. There we go. Let's build our electric Porsche Taycan. Starts out at $86,700. Pulling up, here we go. Now with the Porsche builds, I do not do the paint to sample. I don't do paint to sample on these vehicles because it doesn't accurately display on the configurator. Plus, it's not something that everybody can get. You can't just walk in and say, I want paint to sample on this. There is a process to get that. So we're gonna choose just the regular colors that you can choose here. Starting out at $88,150. I'm excited to see what that gets up to. I'm a little concerned as well, but we're going to start off, let's see, we can pick Ice Gray Metallic, we can pick Neptune Blue. I think we're gonna go with something generic like the Ice Gray Metallic, see what we can come up with in the configurator. So let's first of all pick out some wheels here. You can see the wheel options are already pretty expensive. $5,000, $5,000, $8,770. That's a ticket right there. So let's go ahead and do that. Those wheels do look good. They do have carbon fiber aero blades on there, and it looks very nice, but $9,000 worth? I don't think so. Now, being that they're carbon fiber, you can't do any of these paint options. It would end up being less expensive if we went with one of the wheels you can paint and then added the paint. So I think we can get away with the locking wheel bolts. We're a little over $100,000 with just picking paint and wheels. Zero other options. This is with the standard interior. Now this is where we can have prices jump up pretty quick. Just glancing here, looks like $7,140 is going to be our most expensive option. Plus that requires different seat options. So let's go with Adaptive Sport Plus, already adding up to $108,990. It's getting expensive. All right, so we can do deviate stitching, which is great. And let's do Carrera White, why not? On this one, I don't know if we can get away with the deviated leather. No, we cannot. That takes $6,000 off, so we're not gonna do that. Let's go ahead and click the premium package. Gotta do the panoramic roof with the variable light control, which is really cool. $2,500 for some different headlights. Massaging function. Let's see, technology package with the InnoDrive. Look at that, $18,750 just by clicking the premium package. Oh, it looks like they're not gonna let us do the massaging function. All right, $131,600 already. Keep in mind, we really haven't touched the options, and this is for a base rear-wheel drive Porsche Taycan. Almost all the models after this actually are all-wheel drive. Wow. Okay, so we can get a 5-passenger configuration for an extra $480 rather. Whew. As you can see, this is not cheap. Sport design package and carbon fiber adds $9,500. Oh man. I'm getting dizzy just thinking about this already. All right, let's see if we can add the mirror trim there for $660. Right, well, if we can add the carbon fiber, yep, that's $970 more. Window trim in high gloss black. door handles in high gloss black, under door puddle light projectors, model designation on the doors, bespoke decal set. This is interesting. I think I've done this once before on a spec. Yep, there we go. So adds the Porsche logo, some bespoke decals, $1,180. We're just gonna go with what's on there for the heck of it. All right, that added $880 because it took off our model designation on the side. So model designation on the back in exterior color, $310. We're at $145,840 so far, and there's plenty more to go. Adaptive suspension, torque vectoring, sport chrono package. We gotta actually do the Porsche design clock, adds $1,100. Rear axle steering, Porsche surface coated brakes with calipers in white, which will look really nice. Light strip with the Porsche logo in black, thermally and noise insulated glass. Whew. Night vision, we are at $161,510. This is a rear wheel drive. I'm just at a loss for words. Whew. Heated rear seats, might as well. I don't know why it didn't let me do this before. Let's see if it will let me do it this time. There we go. It's because of the adaptive sport seats, but still ends up with a net of $720 more expensive, and it's massaging seats, so we definitely want that. 4-zone climate control, heated steering wheel, that gets rid of the sport chrono package. We don't want to do that. Let's see if it, just because we need the GT sport steering wheel. There we go, $280. Interior accents and exterior color, that will probably be replaced once we get to the carbon fiber option, but at this point, we're going with it. All right, vehicle key painted. All right, we're just gonna go with the options that they have there. $470 just for that. All right, seat belts now. We're at $660 for custom seat belts. I'm just gonna click one here. Sport chrono dial in white. That gets rid of some things. We're not gonna go ahead and we're not gonna do that. Ski bag and fire extinguisher because it is there. I'm starting to wonder if we can hit $200,000 on this. If you did PTS, I'm sure the paint to sample, I'm sure you could get it to $200,000. Just boggles my mind. All right, Porsche crest on the center console armrest, crest on the headrest. I should have done that one, front and rear. There we go. Seat consoles in leather, might as well. Just pick a color there, chalk. Personalized floor mats with leather edging, deep pile floor mats with leather edging, and bespoke floor mats with leather edging. $1,470 for some floor mats. How about that? Let's go ahead and do it, because why not, right? There we go. We'll just go with whatever they had. All right. We've got some bespoke reversible load space mat with leather edging and loading edge protection for an extra $590. Whew. There we go. We're just picking what they've got. We're at $170,000. Unbelievable. Sun visors in leather, inner door sill guards and B-pillar in leather. This is going to be a really interesting looking vehicle. Here we go. Bespoke door sill guards in matte carbon fiber illuminated adds $3,530. Just in door sill guards, we are at $6,000. Wow, I've done this a lot with Porsche, but even still, I'm just amazed. Oh, you can individualize each specific door sill. That's kind of cool that you can do that. So, all right. Vehicle key in leather, bespoke vehicle keys in leather. This might get rid of our previously painted keys, but at $1,200, it's going to be more expensive. All right, we're just gonna go ahead again and let's go for it. All right, so it got rid of the painted keys, but add $730. No small amount. Bespoke owner's manual wallet in leather. All right, try not to go through all these bespoke options because it loads a different screen, but hey, we've got to max this out. Rear storage tray in leather. I'm just clicking chalk for continuity. That does get rid of the 5-seat configuration, but adds $208, so we're doing it. Door trim package in leather. Apparently, we do not have enough leather in this vehicle. Center console trim in leather. $183,680. Wow. Okay. Interior trim in carbon fiber, heated GT steering wheel in matte carbon fiber. Well, there we go. This one is actually a little bit more expensive. It's $200. There's those bespoke door sill guards, and I'm not sure what the floor mats were cost-wise before. So let's see, that actually goes down $260. Okay, we're gonna keep the bespoke mats. Now, I know from experience going through this, you can't really add more expensive options than the carbon fiber, but you can still do the pedals in aluminum. The rest of them, we're just going to keep the carbon fiber. So the passenger display is included in the technology package, but we've got the Burmester 3D high-end surround sound system. We're at $193,210. We started at $88,000. $105,000 in options so far. We're gonna add the rear seat entertainment, of course, for another $2,000. Okay. I was joking thinking we were gonna get to $200,000, and I thought we might be able to do it with the paint to sample, and even then I'm like, I don't know. To add the Performance Battery Plus, this is all with the standard range battery, standard 0 to 60 time, just crazy. Performance Battery Plus, $5,780. We are still with a rear wheel drive base Taycan, and it's at $201,020, $112,870 in optional equipment. Lost for words again. Porsche electric sports sound, $500. Power charge port cover, Porsche intelligent range manager, onboard charger, another onboard charger, mobile charger, connect. Oh my goodness. And if we want the Porsche Experience Center delivery, it's another $500. Okay, this is our Porsche Taycan max spec build, base model, rear wheel drive, $206,220. Unbelievable that you can put that many options in the vehicle. I'm blown away by this, and I've done this a lot and I'm still shocked, but there it is. So how would you spec your Porsche Taycan base rear-wheel drive model? Would it be anywhere close to this? I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of HWYSpec Max Spec. Make sure to drop a comment below. Let me know what other vehicles you would like to see on the Max Spec builds. What do you think is a good vehicle for us to add all the options on and see what the price comes out to be? Because we're on YouTube, we do have to ask that you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell notification, because those are all things that YouTube likes, so that they will push the video out to more people, so that more people can watch our videos, so that we can make more videos for you. So if you would do that, I would sincerely appreciate it, but I will catch you on the next video. Welcome back to HWYSpec. It's been a while, 2 years roughly, but a lot has changed in that time. Cars are just crazy. So what started out originally as something that would be kind of fun, speccing out cars, really that's what you have to do nowadays to secure a car. You have to get on the list, you have to go spec out the car how you'd want it. You have a lot more options now that you would not have had 2 years ago when I first started doing this. So to make it fun though, we are going to do one of my favorite videos to do, and that's max spec. Let's spec something out to where it is the most amount of money you can get, or most amount of options, highest price that you can get. And the best place to do that, of course, is Porsche, because they have ridiculous options. They have a lot of different things that add up to a lot of costs. So what's fun about this is we're going to take a base Macan, so the 2-liter 4-cylinder, 260 odd horsepower, and it's something that isn't crazy, but a lot of people buy them because they want a Porsche SUV, and this is their least expensive way to get into that. So we're going to spec out a base Macan. Let's see how expensive we can get this. So starting price right there, $57,500, and it's only going to go up. So we aren't going to do some of the things that Porsche is known for, like paint to sample, because that's not something that you can usually just walk into a dealership and be like, hey, I want paint to sample. It's different on a Macan versus a 911, but regardless, we're going to go ahead and spec it out. It doesn't have to look the best. It doesn't have to be the best. We're just going to raise the price as much as possible. So you see these special colors, $2,910. Starting out with Miami blue, which is a great color. Love chalk. Love carmine red as well. All right, so those are all $2,910. These metallic colors, $700. But then the wheels, here we go. So 21-inch wheels, $4,850. See, there we go. Actually doesn't look bad. Not sure I'd spend $4,850 on it. Locking wheel bolts for 60 bucks. I think these already come with the colored center caps, and they do. So, all right, so the leather package, we do have red exterior. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, a fairly tame red interior, so not super aggressive red interior with a red exterior. Not something I would normally do. Let's go adaptive sports seats. And then this is kind of fun too. Deviated interior stitching package and deviated centers. Let's see if it'll let us do this. Okay, still goes up $7,380. We'll go for it. Apparently we're getting that. Looks like pebble gray with the Bordeaux red stitching. Of course, premium package plus. So that's going to get us panoramic moonroof, lane change assist, heated rear seats, ventilated front seats. Got to go with the black LED headlights just for an extra $520. There we go. We're going to go with the roof rails in black. Of course, we got to do the sport design side skirts. I actually like the look of that. I don't personally love the black little side blade on this, but that is a personal preference. And here we go. Side blades in carbon fiber for $1,390. Door handles in black. Porsche just has ridiculous options. We're already at $84,310. $25,000 in options alone. And we're still on the exterior. That's crazy. Running boards are more expensive. We gotta go for it. All right, model designation on the side blades in red. There we go. What is the bespoke decal kit? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to it. And really, 356, sure. We'll go for it. We're just trying to increase the cost here. Okay, so we have to get rid of the model designation, but we're still going up. That's fine. Does not look like it's going to show on there, which is fine. Porsche logo in satin black and model designation in exterior color. Looks like that's going to be our most expensive option. $509. We're going to be over $90,000 here for a base Macan very quickly. Exclusive design fuel cap, trailer hitch, front fascia and exterior color, lower rear fascia. I guess this is probably going to override that. It's going to drop the price by $970, so we're not going to do that. I assume same thing with this. Yep. Okay. That's what we got. So let's move on to the performance. Standard with the PDK. So we're going to do the adaptive air suspension, Porsche Tech, I can't talk, torque vectoring. There we go. So this already includes the PASM up here, adds the air suspension, sport chrono. We're not going to do the sport tailpipes. We're going to do the actual sport exhaust and Porsche's surface coated brake. All right. So let's move on to the clear LED taillights, thermally and noise insulated glass, heated windshield. Of course, we're doing all this. We're at $490,000. Wow. All right, surround view, self parking, lane keep assist, preparation for dash cam. The ionizer, it's gotta smell good, right? Driver memory package. Apparently that was not included, but it's gonna take $13,000 off the price. Nope. GT Sport steering wheel. Now, this may change out once we get to like Alcantara or carbon fiber. We'll see what ends up being more expensive. But for now, it's what we can do. So, and see, you can do all these things in leather too. So we'll see how it goes. Sure, whatever they have on there for now. Sunblind, smoking package, compass display. Oh, I get to a sport chrono. We're not going to do that. Right, seatbelts in Bordeaux red, instrument dials, sport chrono. We're making sure all these things have a little pop of color to them. So there you go, that's what we're looking at on the inside right now. You can see that just updated, that's red, that's going to be red. Fire extinguisher, why not? Alright, so this is where we've got to figure out interior trim in exterior color 1650. Go to leather, it goes to 1950. So let's do that. $300 more. Dashboard package, trim package in leather. So the slats in leather just adds $160. Let's do it. Sun visors in leather. Crest front and rear. Oh man, the leather options, they definitely add up. Bespoke floor mats with leather edging. $1,470. I've spent less than that on an entire car before. Looks great. Go with that. Personalized reversible load space mat with leather edging and loading edge protection. We can even do a bespoke one. You know we're going to do that because it's more money. Oh, takes out the cargo management system. Still adds more to the cost, so we're good. There's a lot of bespoke options, and this doesn't even get into like Porsche's really intense bespoke options that they offer where you can customize everything. Carbon fiber and leather on the PDK selector. Okay, so let's see if we can do the roof lining. Shift knob's going to be the same price. Heated steering wheel, $1,860. There we go. So that adds $610. All right, wood. I think we're going to skip all that because it isn't going to add any cost. Interior trim carbon fiber, that's pretty inexpensive. Gotta do the door sill guards. Actually, they have to be bespoke for $3,000. Oh, that's interesting that you can get each individual side to be different. I like that. Carbon fiber floor mats for $1,200. Oh, that actually is less than the bespoke ones, so we'll keep the bespoke ones. I don't remember what the owner's wallet cost in leather. $960, $900. Okay. The aluminum options, I don't think are going to be any more. Yeah, they're actually less. Gotta go with the high-end sound system. That puts us over $130,000 for a 260 horsepower Macan. Not everybody's going to do this, I understand, but that is you can get a lot of cars for $132,000. All right, so all these accessories here at the bottom, I typically don't do those because there are a lot of dealer installed options. I want to see what we can get from the factory. So let's take a look at our final Macan here. We've got, it is carmine red with those 21-inch wheels, carmine red accents, the running boards, carbon fiber side blade, clear taillights, paint matched Macan logo, painted diffuser, sport exhaust, the roof rails, the black door handles. All these things add up to quite a bit of money. And there we go. Now, a lot of the leather options did not update. I just picked Bordeaux red because it was close to the carmine red. But we've added a lot of leather, not necessarily displayed here. It does update those seat belts though. The crests on the headrests, on the center console there. There it is. $132,935, and just in options alone, $73,985. So we have more than doubled the price of the vehicle just in options. That is ridiculous, and that is what makes speccing cars out on Porsche so much fun. Look at all these options. Holy cow. All right, so now that we have done that, I would like to know how you would spec a base Macan. So make sure to head over to our community, which we'll be launching soon. You can put your spec out there, and the great thing is we're also going to have contests where you can spec against other people and have people vote for it, and there will be prizes involved. So make sure to be on the lookout for our community that will be launching very soon. Thank you for joining me on this edition of HWYSpec, Max Spec. I will catch you on the next video.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of HWYSpec. Super excited for this one. So one thing I love doing is I love doing the Max Spec videos. They're really awesome. I love just, watching those dollar signs add up and seeing what each car can really get up to. But this is special for the fact that I love doing Porsche Max Spec videos, because Porsches have ridiculous options. They have, you can get vents covered in leather and, anything you can think of. There's just a tremendous amount of options that you can choose from. So we're going to do a Porsche Max Spec video today, but it's going to be a little bit different in that, I've done a 911 before, but we're going to do a 718 Cayman. So the 718 Cayman is their smallest, least expensive coupe that you can get. Pretty respectable car, really well handling. It's the base model, so it's a turbocharged 4-cylinder, 0 to 60 in just under 5 seconds. It's okay, nothing extremely amazing, but it's still a cool car. I'd gladly own one, but not for the price that we're going to come up with today. So let's jump into it, see what we can make a 718 Cayman, what price we can get it up to. So it starts at $57,500. I'm going to be really curious to see if we can get it into the triple digits. Like I said, Porsche just has crazy options, and you can even take it further than what they have on their configurator. You can do paint to sample if you can, secure that, and it's something like a $12,000, $13,000 option to paint it to whatever spec that you want. So we'll see what we can come up with. So 300 horsepower. Like I said, just 0 to 60 in just under 5 seconds. Pretty respectable, but certainly could be faster in the days of, Tesla doing 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Right, so this is the least expensive sports car that Porsche offers. 718 Cayman, $57,500, $58,850, I guess, after the destination charges. Here we go. So standard colors, $0, $650, and then here we've got $25.80. Lava orange, interesting color. Miami blue, really nice color in person. I really love chalk too, honestly. Carmine red though looks pretty stellar in person. Then we've got our wheel options. 2000, 3500. All right, so 911 turbo wheels, 4570. Let's see if we can paint them. We have to change wheels. Okay, so if we do those Carrera Sport wheels plus the paint, we had $280. Let's give those a try. Oh, and if we want to do those colored wheel crests, then it's gonna make us change. Let's see. Now, if we want to do all black, we have to get rid of these wheels. All right, so that looks like that's our most expensive wheel option right there. All right, now the interior. So they give us two interior options that are free. Then you've got the sport seats. Let's do the adaptive sport seats. Those are going to be the most expensive. And you've got these there, $2,900, $2,500. Okay. This is honestly a really cool looking interior. Not necessarily with the carmine red exterior, but a unique looking interior nonetheless. So let's try this. $4,400 for this espresso and cognac combo, which looks pretty sharp with that. So let's see what else we can come up with here in the interior. We've already got the adaptive sport seats, and then we've got the DVA stitching. All the interior stitching on this can be, whatever your heart desires. So let's do the extended deviated stitching interior package. To do that, we're gonna have to change our interior color. Okay, so it's gonna add $1,280 though, so let's go with it. Let's try it in gray, and our stitching, let's try stitching in chalk. And it's not gonna show up on the actual configurator, but we can do the seat centers in a different color, another $560. Let's try the black, well, I don't think the blacks can be enough different, but our stitching is chalk. Oh well, we're just trying to add costs here. Steering column casing in leather with deviated stitching. Interior inner door sill guards in leather with deviated stitching. Man, look at that. Already $20,350 in additional pricing. $79,200. I think we're gonna get $200,000. I think that shouldn't be a problem. All right, so we've already got the adaptive sports seats, so let's do the premium plus package, get as much on there as we can. That's what it's gonna get us. Let's do the LED headlights. It's a $4,360 package there. All right, sport design package. For whatever reason, it's a body kit that you can put on the vehicle, but for whatever reason, Porsche always charges more for black. So sport design package in high gloss black, $3,600. Don't believe we can do both of these. No, that gets rid of that. Okay. Headlight covers in the same color, $300. Window trim in high gloss black, door handles in black. Again, I don't know why that's extra money. Oh, no, I can't paint the grille slats. Let's see if we can do the side intake slats. There we go, $680 to paint those. All right, model designation decals on door in black. It's $300. All right, model designation on rear painted and the 718 logo painted. No, we can't have both. All right, we'll do the one. Fuel cap door, rear wing in high gloss black. All right. No, gotta get rid of that. All right, we're gonna add $3,200 for the PDK transmission. It's a great transmission, but if I was buying this, I'd personally keep the manual just for the engagement and active suspension, torque vectoring with the differential, sport chrono package, of course, carbon ceramic brakes, $106,000. Look at this, we're already well over $100,000. Extended range fuel tank, sport tailpipes, power steering plus. Man, it is just adding up like crazy. See the clear taillights. Here we go. Power folding mirrors, rear wiper, adaptive cruise control, lane change assist. All these things would require the PDK, but we've already got that. All right. Heated multifunction steering wheel, fire extinguisher, why not? Sport pedals. All right, so all this interior trim, we'll see, $890. We'll see if that ends up staying or if carbon fiber ends up being more expensive. Gotta do the different color seat belts. Vehicle keys painted, $540. This is just crazy. I imagine if you went down to a Porsche dealership and tried to order this, they'd make you put down a pretty hefty deposit, because if they tried to sell this to anyone else, man, they would be out of luck. All right, dashboard trim package in leather, door panel trim in leather, Porsche crest on headrest, and sun visors in leather, because why not? All right, so it looks like the leather option is going to be another $130. There we go, gets rid of most of that red. Steering column. No, we already have that. Control panel in leather. Doesn't change the price, but gets rid of that little bit of red there. Oh man, this is crazy. No, can keep that. PDK gear lever in deviated. PDK gear selector rather in deviated leather. $1,000. Fuse box cover in leather, $380. Floor mats, $460. There's a few cows in this, that is for sure. Whew. We more than doubled the price in options thus far, and we're not done. Roofline in Alcantara. All right, we gotta see. I think the carbon fiber is the most expensive option, I should say. Let's see. Yep, $790 extra for that carbon fiber trim. Heated multifunction sports steering wheel in carbon fiber. Oh, that makes a whole lot of changes. All right, we're not going to do that. We just did that, and it was $1,000 for leather, so we're going to keep that. Let's see what these. We got to do the personalized ones for an extra $350. How much were these floor mats? Whew, another $490 for carbon fiber floor mats. And the owner's manual in carbon fiber is going to be more expensive than the leather by $480. If your head's not spinning yet, I don't know if it ever will. All right, audio and communication. Smartphone compartment. Burmester high-end sound system. $360 for Apple CarPlay, navigation, and $500 to take delivery in LA. Crazy. All right. Let's see what we've come up with here. This is just absurd. $134,800 for a base model 718 Porsche Cayman. I mean, it's a good looking car, but definitely not $134,000 worth. Wow. That is intense. And this is without PTS, the paint to sample. This isn't going super overboard on some of the options that you can get through Porsche in terms of their extended interior options. This is just using the configurator, what we can come up with. And that is $134,000 Porsche Cayman base model. Again, I'm blown away. Honestly, had a lot of fun with this. Hope you enjoyed it. How would you spec a Porsche 718 Cayman? Are you surprised by the price? Or did you really think we would get to $134,000? Because I didn't. I thought we might get to 100, but such is life. Until next time, appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. What's up, everybody? My name's Trent. Welcome to another edition of HWYSpec. Today, we're going to do something the same, but also different. So, in a previous video, we did a max spec video on the Porsche 911 Carrera 4S. This time, we're going to build out a 911 Carrera S, but why? This time, we're going to do a budget build, but the big news, they now allow a manual transmission. They only came out with it with the Carrera S and the 4S, not the base models yet. It is going to be slightly slower, 0 to 60, and then it also does weigh a little bit less, even less than the base model Carrera. So let's dive into it. I've got my Carrera S pulled up here. So since it is a budget build, we're not going to go crazy with the colors. I'm going to stick to some of the standard colors here. The black looks good, would look real good with a red interior, but the interior options can get pricey as well. I do like the new yellow. It's not a new yellow, it's racing yellow, but I do like the new car in yellow. But Guards Red is a classic Porsche color, and I think we're going to go with that and just stick with the standard wheels. And because it is a little bit of a budget build, just going to go with the standard gray interior. I mean, we're still $115,000, so even for a budget build, we're starting out pretty high. Keep the four-way seats. I mean, it's always fun to go crazy with some of these options, but it can add up. Personally, I would love a sunroof. I'm a sunroof guy. We're gonna skip it because something I think is worth the money is this front bumper. This front bumper reminds me of a Jetta. Like, that's just all there is to it. So we're gonna spend $3,200 to make it look like a Porsche. Kind of crazy, but that looks much less pedestrian. And so I really like the look of that. It's worth the $3,200 in my mind. So forget what I said about budget, because that's just not happening at this point. Now the Sport Design package is only another $1,600, and that will basically change that rear bumper too, which honestly does look pretty good too. It still doesn't come with the side skirts though, which is another $1,300. Yeah, that's where I've got to draw the line. We're just going to go front bumper, call that good, or else we're going to get too crazy with the options. I like power folding mirrors. It's only $370, but we're going to keep it as is. All right, none of these sticker model designation things. We're good there. Let's see. All right, performance. Here we go. This is where it gets fun. See that? We're going to get rid of that. And it took me away from there. Let's go back. There it is. We have a 7-speed manual, which is awesome. It is slower than the PDK car, but it's just typically a much more engaging experience. Obviously, I haven't driven one of these yet, so I can't say that for certain. The sport exhaust system is always a fun idea, but $3,000, we could get an aftermarket one. I think we gotta lower the suspension though. Let's take a look. So it lowers it 10 millimeters, which isn't much, but it gives it that sport suspension, stiffer anti-roll bars, and then you can adjust the damping system. So $1,000, it's worth it. I think that's all we're gonna do on the performance stuff. I'm curious to see where we end up here. Can we keep it under 120? My guess is no. All right, we're gonna skip the LED headlights. Those will have to do. All right, see, it's some of these things that get me though. Like, I love comfort access, just being able to walk up to the car and unlock it. But with a manual, it's not as great because you can't just go hop in and push the start button. You have to push the clutch in. I know, it's a lot of work. Parking sensors, front and rear with backup camera. Honestly, I don't trust myself in my old age anymore. I think I'm going to go with that already over 120. There we go. Yeah, it's one of these things where these things add up, but it's like $550. Why not? Seat ventilation. I love seat ventilation. It's one of those things, once you have it, you don't ever want to get rid of it, so don't ever get it. Heated steering wheel. Yeah, there we go. Give that GT Sport look. All right, so I'm big on color in the interior, so I'm going to spend the $500 to get the seat belts in red because it'll add a pop of color to an otherwise boring interior. All right, so I'm not going to spend the $400 to have these dials in red. I want to, but I'm holding strong. Just going to skip over the wood, even though they do make some unique wood options that are pretty cool. No, we don't need any of that. All right. The audio systems, I get it. I can get away without it, right? I'm questioning everything now. So, all right, so as of right now, we're at 122,860. That's not bad, relatively speaking. Started at 114, 8210 in equipment. So if there was just like a couple things I would personally change to get it, oh man, I was going to say get it under 125, but now I'm looking at I could get it under 120 if I just took off that front bumper. Looks like a Jetta to me, though. Obviously, it's not, but it'd be one of those things that if I was put in this position and I had a max of $120,000, I'd probably just go with it. You can tell me I'm wrong, though. That's one thing you get with the internet. You get people telling you you're wrong all the time, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. All right, so the question is, front bumpers, $3,200. Sport exhaust system, $2,900. Changes the rear end look a little bit, but not significantly enough. Okay, let's just call it right there. $119,620. Got it under $120,000. You got the gray interior, the red seat belts, the manual transmission, which is awesome. It's still going to be a really nice car. I did add the comfort access, a couple of niceties, but nothing too crazy with it. What do you think of it? I'm open to your criticism. So that would be my budget build on a manual transmission 911 Carrera S992. Guards red in exterior, the gray interior. I would drive this thing, no problem. I love this evolution. Once I actually saw one on the street, I fell in love with it. So take a look. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and drop your specs in the comments or hit me up on social media. And until next time, thanks for checking out HWYSpec. What's up, everybody? My name is Trent. Welcome to HWYSpec. We're going to do something different today. We're not going to just spec the car the way I would want it, which I do plan to do at some point, but we're going to play a new game called Max Spec. Let's see just how expensive we can rack a car up to be. This week, we're going to go with the all-new 992 Porsche 911. So right now, the Porsche 911, it doesn't have the new turbo models, Turbo S, Targa, all those different models. Right now, they just have it out in Carrera and Carrera 4 and Carrera S and Carrera 4S, Coupe and Cabriolet. So, of course, we're going to go for the most expensive one. We're going to go for the 911 Carrera 4S Cabriolet, which starts at $133,400. Yeah. that's a bit pricey. All right, so I've got it pulled up here, the 992 Carrera 4S Cabriolet. Pretty good looking car, even in standard colors like black, red, yellow. It looks pretty good, right? Looks even a little crazier in lizard green, which is a $3,200 option. Now, I would choose paint to sample and, you know, pick whatever color I could in the PTS catalog. However, it doesn't show up on the configurator, so honestly, not as much fun. So I am going to forego the $11,000 PTS option and just choose one of the colors here. I am going to try and make it look decent though. I'm not just going to be like, all right, lizard green with a red convertible top. It's not going to go over very well. But I do love the chalk color. It does look pretty good on this car, and it would go well with the red convertible top. So let's go ahead and close that top. Yeah, honestly, that does look pretty good. That is a $3,270 option for that chalk paint. All these special colors are $3,270. The convertible tops are actually $0 cost options, which is kind of cool. You've got the RS Spider design wheels, which look good. They're $2,500 option. This wheel, however, adds a little bit more money. It's $2,600, but we can paint the wheels too. Now, I don't know if these will actually show up. We got to have the colored crest. Oh, gonna make us take away those wheels. Maybe, well, there is such a minor price difference. Let's go with these. Get the colored center caps. There we go. That pushes it over the price of those. Those wheels actually come with the colored center caps already, so that's why it wasn't an option. But let's see what we can do in terms of wheel color. Oh, it's not going to let us do it. What is going on? All right. So I believe, there we go. So it just paints the inside of the wheels. It is a $1,290 option. We got the black pockets in there, and that high gloss black, satin black. I think I'm gonna leave it with the black for now. We'll see what we come up with. All right, so now I'm already questioning my spec. Could we do the brown top with the chalk? Because you can get this club interior in truffle brown. Ooh, that's gonna be something that looks good, may not last the best, but there we go. So we can do the truffle brown with the chalk stitching. $5,300 option. Yeah, it's not a bad place to be, but we would definitely need that brown convertible top instead of the red. All right, so adaptive sports seats with memory. All right, so this is something that you can get crazy with on Porsches. Porsche options are just crazy to begin with, but deviated leather seat centers. So instead of having all brown seats, we can change it. However, it looks like it makes us want to pick one of the regular seats, or regular color interiors. What do we go with? Let's go back, try the red interior, and then for the stitching, we can do a pebble gray to look nice, and then deviated color for the leather down the center of the seats. Already got a Bordeaux red. Maybe we do a black. There we go. So that would be, the little seat centers would be black. $4,500 option to do that, and then also have the different stitching. But then we have to go back, change that top back to red, and this is not going very well, but oh well. So the packages will bundle things in together and save you a little bit of money, but that's not what we're going for. We want the sport design package. Something you need to see. The front bumper changes drastically with this sport design package. That right there looks like a VW Jetta front end. Sport design package looks like a Porsche again. Gotta do the sport design package if you're getting a 992. Gonna do some protection film. Gotta throw the side skirts on there, fill out that look. I don't know why we went back to the interior, but we did. All right, the exterior mirror housing in carbon fiber with high gloss black on the bottom. Underdoor puddle lights. I can't talk. What is going on today? All right, underdoor puddle light projectors. There we go. And then we gotta have the power folded mirrors. So let's do the model door or model designation on the doors. Take a look at that. Pop up in black there. Then on Carrera S. It's only a $300 option. Let's go with the Porsche logo. The red matched the rest of the red though. Let's see what the stripe decal is. There we go. Okay. Honestly, I think we might just have to do it black to match those pockets. The black there. Even though we do have the red top, it's a Bordeaux red versus more of like the guards red. Engine compartment cover in titanium gray, might as well. All right. Got the Carrera 4S logo in gloss black. All right, rear grille vertical slats and exterior color. Let's take a look at that. Maybe it won't show me. All right, there. All right, well, added $720. We're up to $167,350 so far. All right, Porsche Dynamic Chassis Control. Gotta add the rear axle steering, no problem. We're not going to sport tailpipes. We're going with the sport exhaust system. Gonna go with that. Silver, I don't know. Let's see the black. Kind of hides it, but it goes with some of the black that we've added here. We're gonna go with the ceramic brakes, but with the black calipers. Let's see, Sport Chrono, Power Steering Plus, front axle lift, sport suspension, just racking it up. 192,000 so far. LED matrix design headlights. That will get you those 4 little dots. And then clear tail lights. Let's see how those end up looking. Okay, $990. Might as well. Alright, park assist, front and rear, lane keep assist, gotta add the adaptive cruise control, that's fine. Night vision assist for $2,500, lane change assist, comfort access, gotta add the ionizer, light design package, which is some extra interior lights, seat ventilation, steering wheel heating, let's see, let's do the heated multifunction GT Sport steering wheel, interior trim, that's where it can get pricey. Let's try this real quick, see what it's like in chalk. As well add a fire extinguisher and vehicle keys painted, seat belts in chalk to match the exterior. This would be kind of crazy. Let's see what lizard green looks like. Yep, that's gonna be a bit much, but we can do it in white. I think that would look classy, but still add to our total. Alright, so the interior trim and exterior color is $1,200, same with the trim and leather. However, we can add the air vents and surrounds and air vent slats in leather. Yes, $2,000 just to do that. Deviated floor mats with leather edging, center console lid with Porsche crest on the headrest. Gotta have the sun visors in leather, inner door sill guards in leather, Sport Plus backsheet shells in leather with leather inlay. Okay. Oh, wait, no, there's a matte carbon fiber inlay. We got another $700. Owner's manual wallet in leather for $560. Alright, so we basically did all of our stuff in leather. Let's see, is there any price difference? So our steering wheel is $590. If we go with the Alcantara one, that's $1,400. But I'd rather do it in carbon fiber, but it's not as expensive. Okay, most expensive wins. Go with an Alcantara steering wheel. Looks kind of cool. Alright, personalized door sill guards in carbon fiber. Illuminated. Let's do it. Ooh. That owner's wallet in carbon fiber is more expensive, so let's do that one. Interior trim is actually more expensive than matte carbon fiber, so we'll do that. I don't think the aluminum's going to be any more. Can do the pedals, PDK gear selector, Burmester high-end sound system, and European delivery. No, won't let me do that. But there we go. $230,000 for a Carrera 4S Cabriolet. That is ridiculous, but that is the status of Porsche. You can do crazy things with options. So hope you enjoyed this Max spec. I will post this spec online and hope you like it. Until next time.